Have you ever noticed how the moment you start changing your life, people slowly disappear? The friends who once called you every day become distant. The room gets quieter. The phone stops buzzing. And suddenly, you're left alone with your thoughts. But what if that silence isn't punishment? What if it's preparation? Because the truth is, every powerful transformation begins with isolation. And most people will never discover who they truly are because they're too afraid to walk alone. We live in a world addicted to noise, constant notifications, endless scrolling, fake validation from strangers who don't even know us. People would rather stay surrounded by distractions than sit alone for 10 minutes with their own mind. Why? Because solitude reveals things distraction hides. It exposes insecurity. It uncovers fear. It forces you to confront the version of yourself you've been avoiding. And that's terrifying. But let me ask you something. How can you hear your own soul when the world never stops talking? Some of the strongest people you admire today were built in silence. Not in crowds, not at parties, not while seeking approval. They were forged in lonely nights, in rejection, in heartbreak, in seasons where nobody clapped for them. That's the hidden power of walking alone. At first, it feels like abandonment. Then it becomes clarity. And eventually, it turns into freedom. Because when you stop depending on constant attention, something incredible happens. You begin to know yourself. And that changes everything. Most people spend their entire lives becoming who others expect them to be. They wear masks so long that they forget what their real face looks like. But solitude strips the mask away. It's like standing in front of a mirror that doesn't lie. And honestly, most people can't handle that reflection. That's why they keep themselves busy every second of the day. But growth doesn't happen in constant entertainment. It happens in silence. Think about a seed buried underground. To the outside world, it looks forgotten, invisible, alone. But beneath the surface, roots are growing. And that's exactly what happens during your lonely seasons. While everyone else is chasing attention, you're building depth. While they're addicted to appearances, you're building substance. While they seek comfort, you're becoming stronger. But here's the part nobody tells you. Walking alone will test you. There will be nights when you question yourself. Moments when you wonder if all this effort is even worth it. Days when loneliness feels heavier than motivation. And in those moments, you'll face the greatest temptation of all, to return to the old version of yourself just because it felt familiar. That's how most people destroy their growth. Not because they failed, but because they got uncomfortable. Remember this, comfort has never created greatness. The mountain peak only belongs to those willing to climb through isolation, exhaustion, and uncertainty. And maybe that's where you are right now. Maybe you're outgrowing people. Maybe your habits are changing. Maybe your goals no longer match the environment around you. Good. That discomfort is proof you're evolving. Because transformation always feels lonely before it becomes powerful. But how do you survive this journey without losing yourself? First, stop seeing loneliness as evidence that something is wrong with you. Sometimes distance is necessary for growth. A sword is forged in fire alone. A diamond forms under pressure alone. And a strong mind is built in moments when nobody is watching. Second, learn to become your own source of validation. Not every step of your journey will be understood. Not everyone will support your evolution. And honestly, they don't have to. Your life is not meant to be a performance for other people's approval. Third, protect your solitude. Not all isolation is weakness. Sometimes it's strategy. The world constantly pulls at your attention because attention is power. The more distracted you are, the weaker your focus becomes. That's why moments alone are so valuable today. They sharpen your mind. They strengthen discipline. They reconnect you with purpose. And here's the most powerful part. When you finally become comfortable walking alone, you stop chasing people who were never meant to stay. You stop begging for validation. You stop fearing rejection. You stop shrinking yourself just to fit into rooms that were too small for your spirit. That's freedom. And once you experience it, you can never go back to living asleep. But be careful, because the world will tempt you to abandon this path. It will tell you that being alone means you're failing, that silence means emptiness, that if you're not constantly surrounded by people, something must be wrong. Don't believe it. Some journeys are meant to be walked alone because they lead you somewhere crowded minds can never reach. One day, the pain you feel now will make sense. One day, you'll look back and realize those lonely nights were shaping your strength. Those silent battles were sharpening your character. Those moments of isolation were teaching you who you really are. And when that day comes, you won't fear solitude anymore. You'll respect it. So if you're in a lonely season right now, don't run from it. Use it. Build yourself in silence. Discipline your mind in silence. Heal in silence. Grow in silence. And then one day, your results will speak louder than anything you could have said. The path of walking alone is difficult, but it's also the path where you meet the strongest version of yourself. So the question is, will you keep running back to comfort, or will you finally embrace the loneliness that could transform your entire life? If this video resonated with you, subscribe to Awaken Edge and join a community focused on growth, discipline, and awakening your true potential. And before you leave, watch the next video on your screen. You're not lazy. You're drained. How to stop feeling tired all the time. Because sometimes the problem isn't your motivation. It's the invisible exhaustion controlling your life.